you very much. This brings us quite neatly to the question of China, which is portrayed as a threat to the West, namely Europe and the United States. And recently, there has been this new alliance, which seems to be a weapons sales alliance.
AUKUS.
AUKUS, yeah. And we have a big reaction from Macron in France because he's losing market share. What do you make of the? What do you make? It is.
First of all, why is China a threat? Well, actually, there's a good statement about this about a week ago by distinguished international diplomat, former Prime Minister of Australia, Paul Keating. He's right in the dragon's claws, right there. He said, what's the China threat? He said, well, here's a country that raised 20% of the world's population from poverty and moving on to become a functioning state. It's moving forward in the economy. It's independent of the United States. That's the China threat. The China threat, he said, is China's existence. That can't be tolerated. Let's go back to the mafia. The Godfather does not accept centers of power that don't follow the rules. So China's a threat. It's not a military threat. The military threat is against China. China is ringed with U.S. bases with nuclear-armed missiles right offshore aimed at China. It's China that's under threat, not the United States. The United States is under threat from a potential rival that doesn't follow orders. That's the threat. Well, let's take a look at AUKUS. What's portrayed in the press and the governments is a problem of freedom of navigation. There is no problem of freedom of navigation. Actually, one of Australia's leading strategic analysts just wrote an important article about this. Again, he's right there. He said, no problem, no threat to navigation. And there is none. None has been raised. The problem is what are called the exclusive economic zones. The law of the treaty in law of the sea in 1982 established what are called exclusive economic zones, 200 miles offshore. There has to be complete freedom of navigation, but there should be no, quoting, threat or use of force. Okay, now that's interpreted by China and India to mean no military intelligence operations. The United States disagrees, says the United States has the right to carry out military and intelligence operations in the exclusive zones. Recently did, just a couple of weeks ago, in the Indian zone. And India protested vigorously, but of course, can't do anything about it. Well, China also protests, and they can do something about it. That's the contention. Can there be U.S. military intelligence operations in China's exclusive economic zone? Well, the wording again is no threat or use of force. I should mention on the side that the United States is the only maritime power that has not ratified the law of the sea. Side comment, U.S. doesn't ratify international conventions. That's an interference with its sovereignty. The Godfather doesn't accept that. So the issue is kind of a technical one. How do you interpret the law of the sea with regard to what does rule of force, no threat of force, or military intelligence operations? That's the issue. The United States on one side, China and India on the other. Well, obvious place for diplomacy to move in. The United States does not pursue sissified things like diplomacy. We can go back to Afghanistan. When the Afghan when the Taliban surrendered, the answer is we don't do negotiations. We use force. Here's another example. So we send in a naval armada. Now let's come to AUKUS. The United States made a deal with Australia to send them a fleet of advanced hunter-killer subs with nuclear weapons. China has none of these. This is the South China Sea. It's China has 4 submarines, old submarines, noisy, non-nuclear, easily detected, and hemmed in the South China Sea. They can't go anywhere. That's China. The United States, of course, is. Take a look at the nuclear submarines in the United States. There's a fleet of advanced submarines. Each one of them, a single one, has, forget how many, many Trident missiles. Each Trident missile has many warheads. Each US submarine can attack about 200 cities all over the world. That's the balance of submarines in the South China Sea. Well, to correct this, the United States is sending more nuclear submarines to Australia, which Australia pays for, but then they're folded into the US Naval Command. It's a very serious threat to China. There's no strategic purpose, notice. These subs won't even be in operation for probably 15 years. By that time, of course, China will have built up its military forces to counter this new threat, so we get an escalation. Again, show our muscle, show that we intend to dominate the world. Same with France. France had already made a deal with Australia to send conventional subs. The United States did not even notify France that it was being abrogated by the US-Australia deal to send advanced nuclear subs. So naturally, Macron was pretty upset. That's a blow to French industry, serious blow. They weren't even informed. There's a message there. It tells the European Union, here's your role in world affairs. If we need you, we'll ask you to do something. If we want to do something, we won't even bother notifying you. You're vassals. France withdrew its ambassadors, not recalled its ambassador in protest, the ambassadors to Australia and the United States. They didn't bother withdrawing the ambassador from England because everybody knows that England's just a vassal state. We don't bother with them. But that's how world affairs is shaking up. Well, that's the AUKUS deal. It'll escalate the crisis. It's tense. It's very tense. It can there's a mutual escalation. So the United States escalates tensions off the China coast. China sends warplanes into Taiwan's protected area. Those are the tit for tat actions. They expand, they can lead the war. A war between China and the United States, it means we're finished. It's over. Not just them, everybody. You can't have a war between nuclear powers. China doesn't have much of a nuclear system, nothing like the United States, but enough to attack the continental United States from the mainland.